Folks, how we doing? I know I've complained a lot about skill-based matchmaking recently, and I know a lot of people just say that, better players hate skill-based matchmaking because they can't just run around and slay the noobs all the time. I disagree with that. I think that all the good players who've worked for years to just get better at the game want to do well because they were once, that noob that came in there and just got destroyed for a few games. But what we did is we came in and we said, hey, you know what? I'm not good at this game. I want to get better. So I'm going to work and I'm going to get better at the game. And you shouldn't expect to jump into a brand new game, a brand new anything, and expect to do well right away. You have to start at the bottom and work your way up. But now the issue is that they really want to make bad players feel good. So they prioritize your skill over the connection. And this just leads to better players in your lobbies with a worse overall connection. Here's Infinity Ward saying this themselves in 2019.
Is the balanced matchmaking a priority for Modern Warfare?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of the things we really want to do with this game is we want to get new players in the game, and we want them to kind of we don't want them to just get punched in the mouth over and over again until they leave. We want a healthy ecosystem. We want a lot of players in and having fun, and that's a big focus for us. It's a big focus for us in weapon design. It's a big focus for us in level design. Our weapons are a bit more lethal than they were in the Black Ops, the recent more Black Ops, and that helps a lower skill player get a kill when they otherwise wouldn't, have some success, and then feel like now there's a desire to get better and to get another kill. Our maps are a little bit more porous, and we want those players to have a safe place to take their time, to learn how to turn and move and then shoot, put those pieces together, and then they see someone and be like, oh, okay, now I can do this. So yeah, it's a big focus for us.
But that approach that you're describing there isn't going to come at the expense of the hardcore players, right?
That's not the plan, right? But we want to make sure that we don't want someone who's, lower skill to have a bad experience. We want someone who's higher skill to have a bad experience. And so we have to make choices in how we matchmake for that. And that's something that we put more focus on this game than we have in other.
So there we go. They want, at least in 2019, they wanted a lower time to kill with the ability to just kind of sit in a corner or some isolated section of the map and just be able to kind of get a kill or two. Let those bad players just sit in a weird corner and get a quick kill or two so that they feel good about themselves. In my opinion, that's just encouraging camping. And I know now they've increased the time to kill, or they at least, if you have a good connection, they've increased the time to kill. But because of this skill-based matchmaking, your connection in the games is not as good as it should be. So the time to kill still feels really fast a lot of times after you've played a few games. I always enjoyed balanced teams with a bunch of different skill levels on each team, right? You had good players, you had middle players, and you had bad players on each team. And so the good players could go around and they could, do what they do with the players that are worse than them. And you still had the competition between the players at your level and above on the other team. It's not like you just had one guy running around and just dominating the lobby. You did from time to time, and you still do. So you can't get rid of that. But they make it sound like all of these low-skilled players are just, incapable of even getting a kill against good players. And that's not true. All you have to do is try and get better at the game. The bad players can kill the other bad players in the lobby, and then the better players will slowly make them better and better. And I think if you win gunfights against players that are better than you, that's more satisfying than killing people who are worse than you. And now I know, I just sort of contradicted myself, but I'm saying I want to be able to kind of build my momentum against the players who are worse, and then have those gunfights with the players who are at my level. And I just want to do well in the game. I want to be able to, go 30-10 every once in a while. The fact that now going 25-20 seems like a really good game is just, it's not fun. My first game in Modern Warfare 2 was on Scrapyard. I played the campaign on Veteran. I thought I was him. I was ready to go into multiplayer and dominate. And I got stomped my first game. But I didn't think, oh man, I'm so bad at the game, I'm going to leave. I was like, no, I want to get better at the game, so I'm going to play and I'm just going to do well. And so over the last 14 years, I've slowly gotten better. I might have slowed down, you know? Maybe I'm not quite what I once was, but I still want to be able to do well. And when I go back and I play the older Call of Duties, I can do well. So I know that it's not all me. But anyway, I started thinking, could there be any other reason why they want players of a similar skill to all be in the same lobby, and they want it to be more competitive, and they don't want you to be doing well against worse players? They really just don't want you to be doing well at all. They want you to be doing as close to a 1 KD as possible. That's the whole goal of everything. You want a 1 KD, 1 win-loss, 1 everything. You don't want to be too spectacular, and you don't want to be too bad. You just want to be super average all the time. Now, this is just me thinking out loud, so if you agree, disagree, let me know. But let's be respectful if we can. You know, if you find what I'm saying just absolutely ridiculous, let me know. And if you maybe agree or think there's something to it, also let me know. But I think part of the reason that they ramped up the skill-based matchmaking is to try and sell bundles. They always put out bundles with a gun that is just overpowered. Everyone wants to use it. Everyone's running around with it. And even though with the skill-based matchmaking, those people usually aren't doing like spectacularly well, they're annoying you enough to where you want to use it. So you go and you look and you think, oh, wow, I don't even have this gun unlocked, and I don't want to grind the battle pass. I don't want to go through all this to try and unlock this gun, and then go through and use other guns to unlock the attachments that I would need for this, and then tune everything the way that I want to, because that's going to take hours. So you think, okay, I'm just going to spend $20 and I'm going to buy this bundle. My biggest issue with that is that's a third of the price of the entire game. You know, just for some cosmetics and a weapon blueprint that in a month is going to be irrelevant, because they're going to then nerf that gun and say, oh, look, we're listening to the community. This gun is no longer overpowered. We're listening to your feedback, and we nerfed the gun that you just spent $20 to unlock, to run around with for maybe a month. They used to make the grind a lot more rewarding in Call of Duty to unlock attachments, guns, everything. You know, just leveling up in general was so much more satisfying because you had stuff like this.
UAV online. UAV online. We're taking the lead.
And now you just have this. That's your sound for unlocking something in the game that you actually have to work for. And then the sound when you buy a bundle is just, you know, it makes it seem like that's closer to the old stuff of actually playing the game and unlocking things. So even through the audio in the game, they reward you more for buying something than they do for actually going through and unlocking it. I'm just not a fan of these bundles in general. I don't buy them. I never have. I really don't ever plan on it. I think they're overpriced. You don't get enough out of it. You know, we used to be able to buy a camo that would work on every gun for $2, or a $15 map pack, you know, 4 maps. I don't remember if they really had like DLC guns in those. They might have, but maybe later. Now you pay $20 for a skin that you can't see because you're in first person, and a weapon blueprint with a camo that can only be used on that gun. And they just make so much money off of these bundles that they don't have to worry about making the game good, because that's not where they're getting the money. They're getting the money off of all the bundles that they sell, that everyone just buys. The second they see a brand new gun or a fun skin, they just, boom, immediately. That's what they get. They just buy it. They don't think about it. The battle pass, the black cell battle pass, like all of this is so expensive for what we get, and I don't think it's worth it. You know, maybe some people do, and if there's value in there that I'm not seeing, let me know. But as of right now, I haven't bought one, and I don't think you should either. Okay, so we should stop rewarding them for making subpar games by buying all these bundles. We should start working to unlock stuff through just the normal game progression. And then maybe they'll prioritize actually making the game better instead of doing all these collaborations with Nicki Minaj and everyone else. You know, I enjoyed the Snoop voice pack in Ghosts, and I love having Snoop in the game. I think it's fantastic. But, you know, if the game was better, then I may end up spending a little bit more money. But I just don't enjoy the game enough to spend $20 on cosmetics. That's just not worth it for me. Anyway, if you enjoyed, like the video. And if you didn't, then don't, you know? And let me know if you agree, disagree, whatever, have any sort of thoughts. I'm interested to hear what people have to say. So I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, and I'll talk to you next time.